Mr. Ludski, thanks very much for your time this Sunday afternoon. I want to find out firstly, you've already delivered a batch of masks on the 23rd of March to Home from Home. I know they take care of about 200 immunosuppressed children. Since then, you've obviously dispatched a whole lot of masks to other organizations in need, among them the Red Cross in Wynberg. You gave them 500 masks. Which area or segment are you aiming at? Essential workers or communities or both?
I'm focusing largely on poorer communities. The Red Cross thing is just something we just come up recently. Rescue workers and emergency staff are also facing a huge crisis in that they don't have access to masks. So I'm trying to assist them where I can. But my main focus is to assist poorer communities, especially children and the elderly. So to date, we've distributed over 250,000 masks, and by the end of the lockdown, we hope to reach a target of 500,000. And then we'll reassess, but the objective is to do 1 million masks within a month or so, a total of 1 million. The masks are distributed free of charge. I initially funded this project through out of my own pocket, but I am getting a huge amount of support from people that actually have realized that I'm actually trying to make an important contribution to the communities where I come from. I come from a poor area, and I know what's happening there. I can see, I'm on the ground every day, and I realize that there's a huge demand for masks from all over.
Thank you for seeing a need and addressing that, and as you say there, to a large degree out of your own pocket. That's amazing. Part of what we also need at the moment is information so that people can use the masks that you are spreading correctly. And there's been a lot of confusion over the last few weeks in the media about the correct way to wear a mask, which masks are effective in which situations. Some people saying they're completely ineffective and it's better to just wash your hands and sanitize. Give us some clarity on how people should take care of these masks once they've received them from your organization.
These masks are reusable and washable. So, you know, the masks are obviously cotton masks or fabric masks, so they're not going to be as effective as surgical masks. But I think in terms of the debate, the current debate around the wearing of masks, there is a move towards people, there's an acceptance that wearing a mask will make a big difference. So, you know, initially there was a lot of hesitation from medics and those people, but I think they've come around now to realizing that masks are important, and whether the mask is there's a big demand for surgical masks, so those are for medical personnel, but for everybody else, all of them are able to wear cotton or fabric masks, and I think that's the focus of what I've been trying to do, and that's what I've been trying to convince people all along. There have been people that have been reluctant, but I've persevered, and thankfully, the debate has swung towards the wearing of masks.
So when people go out and they're wearing these masks, specifically when they're in high-risk situations, as soon as they come back home, let's say, for instance, from a shopping trip or to go and get medical essential supplies, how should those masks then be washed? What is the right procedure?
The mask can be, you know, you're obviously not going to sleep with the mask, so at night it will be a good idea to wash the mask. In certain cases, I'm supplying people with 3 masks. I'm in discussion with a hospital. All their masks were stolen. So I'm going to be supplying children with 3 masks, and also the children's parents. So when they leave the medical facility, they'll actually be leaving with their masks. And the hospital is developing a way in which they can wash the mask every day for children that are remaining at the hospitals.
So what happens post the lockdown? We are at this stage very unsure of whether this lockdown is likely to be extended. You've indicated that you are planning on distributing 500,000 masks by the end of the lockdown, which is 16th of April. Are you planning to carry on post that? That obviously depends on the continued demand.
It's not so much an issue of continued demand. There will always be a demand for masks. The big concern is, you know, whether I'll be placing my own staff or myself at risk. So I'll reassess that at the end of the lockdown. If we have if it's possible to continue, I will, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of my life or the lives of other people. So we'll reassess at the end of the lockdown period.
Well, thank you very much to your commitment there, supplying 500,000 masks by the 16th of April.